China Exposed News Talk. I'm James J. Tsidkenu. Well, the Chinese are facing some big problems. I predicted this was going to happen several months ago when we started to do tariff against China. And the Chinese started to play games. It seems like the Chinese are going to have to give in and start to import and export and start to remove some of the tariff they have done with the U.S., especially when it comes to animal feed. Okay, so it's a situation that's developing in China right now. The Chinese have decided that they're going to remove some of the tariff. There's some idiots out there that they claim to know about business and imports and exports. Man, don't come with me with this BS, because I've done that stuff. Let me tell you, it's up to the client if they want to pay your own import tax or tariff. Okay, it's not up to if you know the law is the way it works is if I export something to the U.S. or import something to the U.S. and there's tariff on that thing, or China, if I'm in China and I'm bringing in stuff in and there's tariff on there that my country put in there, my client might end up paying for that. It doesn't mean I have to pay for it, because it all depends on how you worked out the deal. I wish people stopped coming with me with this kind of crap, okay? Because you don't know what you're talking about. Going back to this again now. Somebody tells, oh, because if you brought this, you're not going to get import. Shut up! You don't know anything what you're talking about. Anyway, I'm sorry going off the deep end. I don't mean to you regular guys. There's some people out here, they think they know it all. Going back to this thing with the Chinese. Look, they're facing mass starvation. I said this several months ago. Animal feed is key to their living, because a lot of the feed goes to feeding pigs. And I brought that up. I don't know what in the heck is wrong with the soy boys. Man, is that soy going to your brain, frying your brains out too? Because I put down that that there was going to be this big thing about soybeans and all this stuff. A lot of it's used for animal feed. Okay. And then, oh no, nothing's going to happen because of the soybeans. They're not going to. Yeah, because it does affect. Because when animals cannot get fed, when you cannot feed your animals, your cows and your pigs and whatever, and a lot of it goes to fish. Believe it or not, fish farms. All right. If you can't feed them, you can't get no animals. You cannot sell it in the market. People can't eat. What do you got? What's the next step after that? Mass starvation when it comes to China. Mass starvation is what they got. The government is it's facing, as they continue to play this game, they're facing mass starvation coming in the next few months to China if they continue to play this game. So what are they doing? They had to have give it in, and they're going to have to start to import. I'll take some of the tariff they put on U.S. products, and they're going to have to allow those products to come in without those humongous tariffs that they decided to go to war with Donald Trump. So there's already the cracks on the wall with China have begun. They have no other choice. It seems like they were going to wait until the new year came in with the election before they start to do anything on tariff, but they can't wait that long. They know that they're going to be screwed, especially with the winter coming up now, and you need this feed for your animals. Unless you want to not feed your animals in China, and they're going to basically be dead. And if you start getting a lot of dead animals in China, and you start losing a lot of fish, and you start losing a lot of your cows and your pigs and stuff, and chickens and all this, then you know, in a couple of months after that, you're looking at food prices going sky high, and then you're going to start seeing the big massive starvation, people starving. Okay, I mean, we have to just follow the pattern here, how it goes. China cannot afford to they're basically shooting themselves in the foot by putting tariff on vital areas. But here's the thing here's the big difference between China and the U.S. The U.S. imports a whole bunch of junk from China. It's just like a bunch of junk. Vital stuff we really don't import from China. All right, we manufacture our own food and stuff that we need to live. Okay, they don't. They have to bring it in from other countries. Their land is not sufficient, and it's not the quality they need. That's why they're out in Africa and other parts in the world to see if they can see what they can, what can they, you could say, steal, okay, what can they manipulate out of those people's countries, okay, so they can go and feed China, because China got 1 billion mouths to feed. Just do the math on that thing. If you had to feed one hot dog to each person in China, you're talking at let's make it an egg roll, 1 billion egg rolls. Come on, man, and let's say a couple, 1 gallon of water. Do the logistics math on that, on the amount of food it will take to feed 1 billion point something, I think 1 billion point 3 or 0.2 right now of Chinese. Just do the logistics on that. And they're going to start playing games with the food. They're going to start putting tariff on the food they import. Stupid, really stupid. And it's on other vital stuff that they depend to live. So now they have had no choice, but they're going to have to start removing tariff on that. Donald Trump, I'm sure, is sitting there with a big smile on his face, because the U.S. knows that China is the one losing at the end on all these tariff things. We still got a bunch of communist a-holes in social media and the media in the United States that still put these so-called exposed Americans will lose. And we got the guy from Alibaba that's a cheerleader. All he needs to do is wear the clothing of a cheerleader and some high heels and go out there and, basically it's like a big mouth for China. And all he's doing is saying that the U.S. is going to loosen the tariff. No. We're kicking your rear ends when it comes to tariff. We can live without toys. We can't. We know you guys can't live without food. There's a big difference. We don't have to have toys. We don't consume toys. We don't eat toys. Okay, you guys. A lot of that stuff going to you guys to China. The stuff you put tariff on. This is stuff vital to the country's existence. All right. That's we're gonna have to remove them. No other choice. So you can see the giant cracks there on the wall with China. And if they continue on this game, and they don't take away these tariffs, especially having to do with feed and food and this kind of stuff having to do with the U.S., with a lot of the stuff having to do with farming that goes to China, they're going to be facing a mass problem. They're just trying to avoid a problem right now. They know that it takes time to go and grow cows and grow pigs and grow fish and all this. If you kill a mass amount of these fishes and chickens and all this stuff because they starved to death, you didn't have the feed to feed them, it's going to take time to regrow them again. It's going to take a lot of time again. And between that time and the time you actually can take these kind of animals to market and able to for people to consume, it may take a long time. People are going to starve. The prices of food are going to go up sky high. They're going to have to import a lot more food from other countries. Just whole food. They can't even produce their own food. All type of problems for China. So we're going to see what happens when the new year comes up and see what kind of deals China wants to work with the U.S. Already, they're going to have to break that down, that deal with the feed. They're going to have to take the tariff out of that and start getting all the tariff into China. And that's probably going to be soybeans and all this other stuff. They're going to have to, because a lot of that soybean is going for animal feed. So that's one thing they're going to have to start. That whole campaign that they were running to make it sound like American farmers were all dying in rows because they couldn't sell their soybeans. It was all a bunch of propaganda and BS. American farmers actually sold the soybeans to somebody else. It's a market for it. There's a whole global market for it. All you do is you ship your market to somewhere else. The problem is, if now they're going to go after the American farmers and try to get the tariff out of it, they're probably going to have harder times signing contracts because already contracts have been signed probably for next year. Okay, with other countries for soybeans, not a good idea. China just continues to shoot themselves in the foot. Xi Jinping, man, time for you to leave that government. It is time for a yellow jacket revolution in China. You guys in China, go get your yellow jackets and get rid of Xi Jinping before he gets rid of the entire country. Puts everybody 6 feet under, because his whole administration don't know what the hell they're doing at all. So anyway, till the next time, people, we'll keep an eye on all this. And if you're out there, I'd like to wish everybody a Merry Christmas. If you're into Christmas, and wish you all a Merry Christmas. And hopefully a new year will be a great year for everybody. Everybody. I'm not wishing anything bad on anybody around the world. Everybody. It will be a good year, and I hope many of you guys have a good Christmas too. So have a great one. Have a merry one. That's all. Pray for a lot of stuff around the world today. And I'm not praying for mass starvation in China, believe me. I will hate to see something like that happen. Unfortunately, that's the government they got, and it's the way they're trying to drive that. And they're not trying, they're just idiots the way they do things. So anyway, have a great one, have a blessed one, and I'll see you. Bye-bye now.